I have been saying this for the longest time. I would talk about this with Emily. I really don't like Penacony. Again, Penacony has personally ruined gacha stories for me. I'm not going to lie to you. I genuinely am not invested in these anymore. I think the first act was good. It was a really good cliffhanger with the Firefly stuff. The second act was a little long, but had a really crazy cliffhanger, and the Aventurine story I think was actually really good. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the length as much because I was really, really, really invested into Aventurine. I think the third act killed all momentum Honkai Star will ever have in my mind. Genuinely. Like, I'm not that hyped for 3.0 because of how bad they fumbled all of the cliffhangers, all of the hype. They just took a massive fat fucking L. And so it really just didn't hit for me. Play literally any indie video game that focuses on story. Yeah, exactly. I'm on the new season already. Do the entire Sunday section was just a yap fest. Yeah, and the thing is like with Sunday, I didn't change the sub on day. It's 114. With Sunday, Sunday's actually a really cool character, and when you get to the part, as I said earlier, like the whole Argenti thing, and he's like, it gives you the option, the dialogue. What do you choose? Do you choose this or you choose that? Like, the topics were interesting, but the execution was fucking horrendous, right? I had tons of fun exploring. The exploring was cool,
I just
but
can't anymore. I feel like I'm going insane hearing this all the damn time. Honkai Star Rail is amazing. Not like that shit Genshin. Penacony, more like Pikacony. Am I right? No, you're not right. In fact,
bro, everyone says that. Yo, everyone says Pikacony. Everyone says Pikacony. Do what you gotta do, Ida. Everyone says Pikacony, and I just don't see it. I think they glazed way too hard. Honestly, the vomit of words is creative translation. It is. Book of Genesis chapter 3, but they really think, no, they did too much. They did too much.
Wrong. Now hear me when I say this, and I'm speaking to you.
They did way too much.
You, specifically
me?
You. Honkai Star... Let's get closer. Honkai Star Rail fucking sucks.
Okay, cursing in the first 22 seconds of your video might affect your ad revenue. You might want to do like a...
I can prove it with numbers.
Yes, science.
Now let me explain.
Science.
Do even play Honkai Star
Mr. White, we need to cook. Jesse, we need to cook.
I mean, I log in, stare at Himiko, do my dailies, stare at Kafka, do the simulated universe each week, stare at Hanya, and have slowly been building up my characters. I started back around mid-March after watching the 2.1 live stream about all the new rewards after the anniversary. Hashtag Genshin could still never. And I wanted to quickly grind up through all the content from 1.0 all the way through to 2.1 to get Acheron, because I'm a disgusting little simp that wants her to step on my I got Sparkle.
Oh, great heavens.
Was in my inbox, as well as all
great heavens.
The introduction to the game was really fun and engaging. I enjoyed playing through the Herta space station and pretty much everything on Belobog.
Bro, Belobog was valid. I think Belobog was peak. I think Belobog... I still, again, I really like Act 2 of Penacony. Maybe I'm thinking with rose-tinted glasses. We'll see as he goes on. But Belobog was fucking simple. Belobog was straight to the point. It had dark elements to it. And the Cocolia boss fight was easily one of my top 3 gacha moments of all times. I still think Penacony's story is better than the John Cho story in terms of writing. But, I don't know. I dislike Belobog. You thought it was boring. I think it was the perfect setup for the video game and their pacing. If they would have kept the pacing the way they did with Belobog and how they executed it, I think it was good. I really think that Cocolia shit was genuinely epic. And I feel like I don't know if they'll ever be able to top that. Nah, 2.6 Banana Fest is peak. Banana.
Especially Cocolia.
Yeah, I know. Oh!
I thought you said Honkai Star Rail sucks. You're glazing it harder than a Krispy Kreme donut right now. When are you gonna... Yeah. I'm gonna get to that. Shut the fuck up. It had good design,
great
action,
heavens.
pacing.
Yes, sir.
The story wasn't too simple, but still easy to follow.
Okay.
There was a good balance of puzzles, battles, and story all woven together well to
I
make
agree.
the storytelling experience really enjoyable with a fantastic soundtrack and an amazing finale with the Cocolia fight. And then we get to Jean-Jo Lofu.
Also, I will say, getting the fire element was fucking insane. Like, that shit was peak. Play the Chinese less annoying. Valid.
That area, just wait till you get to
Everyone says that. Wait till you get to Penacony.
Jean-Jo Lofu wasn't the worst. Definitely a step down from the massive high that we got after the end of Belobog, but on the whole, I don't actually mind Jean-Jo Lofu. It was an interesting world with a completely different vibe. The music was good, the puzzles were fun and interesting, and we got new lore. The thing that really dragged it down, in my opinion,
I can
was
see
the
that, Sass. I can
unnecessary
see that.
jargon for relatively simple concepts.
I'm here to witness the divination of the Matrix of Prescience.
Matrix of
You're
Prescience.
here to read her mind and get some information out of her. I'm here to witness the divination of the Matrix of Prescience. Just speak fucking English, goddammit. But whatever, like I said,
I think the other thing is like in Jean Show, they were clearly trying a little too hard, and then they just went overboard, like way overboard in Penacony. And jargon is not bad, but too much jargon or useless jargon becomes annoying. And so it's just fucking stupid. Goddamn, she's annoying in English. She's very annoying in English. I like stuff that happened to Bella guy after we got introduced to Kokoli's boss. I think I'm just we're running away from the world's police in games so many times. I would take running away from the police in a video game than the fucking Yap Fest in Penacony. Genuinely. The Tingyun death was so good. That was good too. That was valid too. It was.
I believe we are dealing with the so-called disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
Sanctus Medicus.
The blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter.
The Rainbow Arbiter.
The Ambrosial Arbor was felled thousands of years ago.
It wasn't the worst area I've ever been to.
You know what I'm saying?
That crown undeniably goes to Penacony. Okay, come here. Closer. A little more. Closer. Fuck Penacony. I have never had a worse gaming experience in my life.
Let's
I've been playing
go!
games since I could hold a controller. I can remember playing Sonic
Light
the Hedgehog on the original Sega Mega Drive back when I was about 3 or 4 years old. I didn't get far. I was a kid. I just like seeing the spinny ball go zoom.
Love
anyway,
it.
My point is,
it makes worse for terminology.
A long ass time. And never in my 35 years on this planet have I raged at just how mind-numbingly boring Penacony is. And yes, I am including that Aranara quest from game.
Yo, what's going on, Tyreek? I appreciate the follow, brother. Dab, my man. Welcome, man. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. I appreciate you. We're watching this video right now. We're the GOAT. Thank you.
Lofu wasn't bad, but then it just dives off a cliff with Penacony. The biggest problem with Penacony is that it's just not fun. At all. You literally cannot do a single thing for the first hour and a half where you get to that one battle which takes about a minute to clear. And after that, you're right back to yapping for another 48 minutes with literally nothing to do but run around with Firefly doing real important stuff like roulette, ice cream, and bubble pinball, I guess. Oh.
I've said this for the longest time, and I'm so happy someone else is saying this. The way Hoyoverse likes to tell stories is yap, right? 1 minute fight. Let's say they yap for an hour. More yap for 2 hours. Bad boss. And then it just goes back into each other. Or what they do, and which is really frustrating. This is the part that I really hate the most. First, like the first 30 minutes is right? Then it starts to ramp up. And then ramps up, gets good. And then they throw something completely random. They throw a complete random curveball, right? Random useless info / filler. And then what they do is to tie the filler back into the main story, 40 minutes later, make filler relevant. And so what they do is you feel stupid for questioning the story because you're like, okay, this is all right. You're like, this is fucking dog shit. What are we doing here? And then they randomly say, oh no, it's actually important and here's why. And it's like, bro, that is not a way to tell the story. By insulting your viewers' intelligence and feeding them actual fucking bullshit that is not related or you don't outright say is related is fucking stupid. And then I'm like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? It's fucking dumb. It happens in Genshin. It happens in Star Rail. Honkai Impact 3 is just a visual novel with 10 minutes of gameplay. But it's like, even if you talk about like the lack of battles and stuff, and I don't think the lack of battles is the biggest thing in the world, because realistically, I actually kind of got annoyed. I get annoyed sometimes with the battles because I think they fucking suck. I think Wuwa has the best way of visually and stylistically telling a story in a gacha game so far. But the Hoyo model is fucking atrocious. It's either one of these two, and there's no in between, and it fucking sucks. It's really, really not good. So he's definitely cooking there. I don't think you need more battles. I just think you need more interesting stuff or lack of jargon / filler, because realistically, you get the gameplay from just endgame and shit, right? So I refuse to acknowledge Arnara quest. Arnara quest is bad, but yeah, no, he's cooking on that for sure.
Battle. That's another.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I guess against a fucking trash can.
Yeah.
I actually timed how much turn-based action RPG.
But Pikakoni was nuclear. God, you must be wrong, girl. Yeah, I know.
RPG game. Yeah. So 2.0 takes about 5.5 hours to complete, right? Keep in mind this is about the same amount of time it took for us to complete the entirety of Belobog. And this is just the introduction to Penacony. So yeah, 5.5 hours, and of that you spend a grand total of 9 minutes, 24 seconds actually doing that. I did the math.
I thought they were going to end this quest 3 separate occasions. I think 5 hours for an intro quest was way too long. And I think if they would have ended that quest on the picture with Firefly and the main character, I think there was like an hour and 30 in, and then separated it into a separate quest. Like instead of only making it like 3 quests, you made like 4 or 5. I think this story would have been more digestible. It still, I think, would have been bad, would have been way more digestible. 5 hours plus for an introduction is fucking insane. That's stupid. It's insane. More building over the world. I feel like the people in Women Intention, I agree. The stories don't have enough depth for the length of time. I agree. They definitely don't have enough depth. Other than Fontaine, I think Fontaine cooked. Dude, I got it. Camilla's broken. You flamed me last night. Told me that skill issue. And now let's go. I love that, Cruz. Like I love that. Now he's in the chat. Is Penacony a person or a place? So Rock, Penacony is the region in Honkai Star Rail that everyone glazes and says is the best region. And Ryuujyu Sensi, like myself, thinks it's really bad. God, I hate the fucking trash cans. Yeah, they're frustrating. Hot take, I don't think Fun Before the Main Story has not been a main story. Should have been a world quest. They wasted Sparkle. Don't even get me started on Sparkle. We could talk about it later. That fucking story sucked too. Sparkle's a waste of fucking time. Like a lot of these things were a waste of time. All of the cliffhangers they killed, made irrelevant, and made you feel fucking stupid for being invested. They spat in my mouth and finger popped my asshole. You know what I'm saying? It was just fucking stupid. It was just bad.
That is literally 2.85% of the time doing the thing you came to this game to do. Oh, so it's not good if you're not constantly fighting? Is that what you're trying to say? No, not at all. I don't need it to be 100% fighting all the time. Hell, I don't even need it to be 50%.
I agree, RD.
But less than 3% is not nearly enough. I didn't hate everything though.
Sass, it's not just Honkai games though. They do it for Genshin as well. Like they do it for all their games. Honestly, what's up, Curls? What's going on, bro? Have a great day today. Welcome in. It was good, Sean. How you feeling, baby? Bro, they wasted Sparkle. They could have been a user. I know. I don't play Star Rail. Is it true they hyped up a bunch of characters just to off-screen them? Yes, Raka. They hyped up legitimately the Akatsuki. Think of it as like Naruto's Akatsuki or like the League of Villains of My Hero. Some of the most badass fucking looking characters off-screen them all. It was the biggest waste, and that's what I'm saying, like by insulting your intelligence and making you invested, and then they just fucking shit on you. And it just felt fucking horrible. You know? Fucking horrible. But yeah, hi, Carls. What up, Sean? What up, V? Can we get a shout out for V? How are you, Stinky? I know, I'm not streaming tomorrow. Here's the thing, you know. You are one dumb son of a bitch. Sasha, I appreciate the resub. Thank you so much. How are you? Having a fucking great day. And again, V, guys, we are doing a 72-hour stream on Thanksgiving. We are starting a 72-hour stream on Thanksgiving, possibly 100 hours. Possibly. Everyone go follow virtual, by the way. What's good, Sean? Here's the thing. I like the story, even though Trash Can Sparkle was the only thing I hated, but I understand if you don't like 5 hours with too much of free movies, a movie. The whole story in total, I think, was like 18 hours. It wasn't just 5 hours. It didn't need to be that long.
There's the interactive section with Firefly.
This part was fun.
About 15 minutes though. Then there's a time that we're in the dreamscape. This is the only area in Penacony that I actually enjoyed. This is what we were promised in the beginning with that whole scene with Akron. And when we were there, I immediately felt a major shift in tone and storytelling that was completely absent so far. Okay. Right, I'm guessing this is where the story gets good. At least I'm hoping. Too bad we were only there for about 45 minutes max. Most of the time, you can't really do anything but go to the next dialogue location and sit around watching people yap. How much yap, you ask? Again, I timed it. 3 hours, 49 minutes, and 36 fucking agonizing seconds of yap. Out of 5 hours and 17 minutes of story, might I remind you. And at the end, the big twist, the big reveal is that Robin is dead.
Oh no!
Only had 3 minutes and 43 seconds of screen time this entire quest. That girl? We were supposed to care that she died? Her own song has a longer lifespan than she does.
Welcome to my... What I will say, one of the other things that he's 100% cooking on is you were supposed to be sad for Robin and Firefly, but there was nowhere. You would think in 5 hours they would make you feel invested enough to care. Robin, whatever. I'll give them a pass on Robin. I did not give a flying diddly fuck when Firefly got clipped. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. I thought it was like, oh, that's so cool. But then I'm like, I just met you. I don't fucking know you. And I think what people are overlooking is that everyone's hyped for 3.0. I think 3.0 is going to follow the exact same formula. They now need to reintroduce all of the fucking lore for this new region, which is going to be super heavy because it's based off of mythology. So it's going to be fucking insane. And that's going to be like a 10-hour quest. And that's one of the reasons why I actually am not excited for 3.0. I'm actually dreading having to stream that. I think for the part of the reason is because the game is supposed to be for all audience, so they have to make it simple enough for the majority to understand while making it surprising enough for the people who are paying attention to feel like they're not wasting time. 95% of the time, they're going to try to not make their player base feel stupid. They're going to try to not make their just write the story. But I think they try to not make the player base feel stupid, and they wind up making the player base feel very stupid. I feel like your intelligence is insulted when you play Penacony multiple times. I have a friend that started to play Edge of Star. She thinks it's the best thing ever. I don't want to break it to her. I mean, listen, man, if someone enjoys it, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying something, let's say, that someone disagrees with. I just think, like, a lot of these people who love Genshin and love HSR and love these other video games have never played another video game in their life. Right? Excuse me. My example will always be Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is one of the best written video games of all time. There's so many. Like, they just don't play video games, right? So I think this is the greatest thing ever. You ate burgers together? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God, I ate burgers with her. And then they cut her up. They chopped her body up like Tony Soprano, but she turned into water. And it was a cool cliffhanger. And then it played a while in 2.1, but then the 2.2 questions fucking killed everything. I realized the camera never moves. Yeah, the camera never moves. I cry when Firefly died. Caught. I mess with the combat, bro, even though I'm washed. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cold as fuck. Amen.
Seriously, why was I supposed to care? Then on to 2.1
Don't care.
and continue on with Trailblazer's
Don't
story.
care.
Right?
You want to mention Final Fantasy 7? Final Fantasy 7, there's a lot of story games. There's games outside of gacha games. These games historically have bad stories, and I think what they try to do is they're trying to take that narrative and reverse 1990. I think they're trying to change that, but they're not doing a good. I don't think any of these games are doing a good job reversing that narrative. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any of them are doing a good job at all. I think they're all fucking suck.
Oh, this quest. This fucking quest. Oh my god. It pissed me off so much I was about ready to punch through my desk. I thought 2.0 was bad, but I had absolutely no idea about the mind-numbing.
I think the problem, Eve, is that maybe you're right, but then they need to get out of the bubble and play another video game. Because gacha games are not the end-all, be-all, and gacha games are honestly probably low-key, realistically, some of the bottom of the barrel games when it comes to story, you know? Getcha's the greatest story I've ever seen. True. What's good, Austin? What's going on, my love? How you feeling? You know? Yeah, good play indie games, play whatever. Damn you, boss. How you feeling, my man? For anyone who wants a good indie game, play Crosscode.
In torture, I was about to get myself through. Okay. Looking back on it, I would rather French kiss a Dementor than go through all this again. The quest is just less than 6 hours long, and 4.5 hours of that is nothing but pure fucking yap. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. There was a total of about 24 minutes worth.
I feel like that is like a normal reaction to someone who's actually played video games in their life. You know what I mean? I think if you've played, ask Osio, is that your reaction when you're playing Genshin? Just shut up. Just stop talking. Just, can we move forward? Can we move on from here? Because I feel like that is genuinely the most normal reaction a person could have, because it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't fucking stop, like, at all. It's fucking horrendous. Bro made a spreadsheet, bro.
To the story
proving a point.
5 seconds were
Shit's
necessary to
ass.
the story, and the last 11 minutes were the fight against Aventurine. You spent more time staring at static images, listening to people talk about deep politics and very important theological stuff you have no idea about. What do you mean? It made sense. I followed it. Were you even paying attention to the story? Yes, I was, actually. I didn't skip a single line of dialogue. I was a good little boy, and I took it all in. I fucking hate this argument when people say you don't understand. The reason you don't like Penacony is because you don't understand. Motherfucker, it sucked. There are some topics that I liked. You are one dumb son of a bitch. Char, thank you for the fucking 4 months sub. I love you. I appreciate the fuck out of you. Thank you, bro. Dab me the fuck up, my guy. Eat work. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you for your support, my guy. Guys, we're going to go into 400 hours on the 72-hour live stream. We're doing Neverness to Everness Thursday. 72-hour live stream start on Thanksgiving. But again, Char, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I'm about to go off real quick. I fucking hate that argument. That is such holier than thou bullshit when people are like, the reason. Wait a second, hold on. I got this is the. Hold on, no, I got. The reason why you don't understand the Penacony story is because you don't understand the socioeconomic state of the world.
The thing is, Penacony has very deep, it's very multi-layered and nuanced story. And the fact of the matter is that when you say Aventurine, he's talking, and then Sunday's doing it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're not fucking smarter than anyone else. This shit just fucking sucks. Just poorly written. Some of the topics are fucking great. There's some instances where it's done very well. And there's like maybe 10 to 15%. And the rest of it's fucking ass. It's not because I didn't understand it, because it fucking sucks. It sucks. Fucking stop it. Stop it. Please, for the love of God. But if you didn't look at it from the perspective, yeah, no, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. The combat and puzzle story is so good. What is this emo dog? Yeah, it was good rock. Penacony was garbage, and it made me realize I could just play Woo. I quit the game despite having an account with several $1,000s of HSR. No amount of sunk fallen. Yeah. The dialogue bloat is just too much. It's just too much, man. It's a lot. Again, sure, I appreciate you, brother. I agree with you 100%. Shit just ain't it. I don't need a 45-minute goodbye after a 3-hour quest. The 45-minute goodbyes after quest is so frustrating. It's so annoying. It's shit like that where I'm like, dude, come on. Let's go on. You know, not gonna lie, the banana brain rot sucked too. That I don't even touch that. I haven't done it. I'm gonna have someone else do it. I'll have Emily. I love that woman. I'll have her do it for me. Because I can't be bothered. Yeah, basically every gacha story has made me want to jump in front of a car in Roblox. 1.3 in both Woo and ZZ at least had my attention, but other than that, it's chalked. Yeah. I think, again, ZZZ probably has the best in the sense of there's different, you know, there's the comic book panels, there's the cinematics, there's tons of things that are different, and Woo has the way, like, you actually interact with the environment and stuff is much more interesting. But it's just overall the story's really not good. I agree with you. I'd also like to argue some people just really didn't pay attention to the story at all. Yeah, and that's valid. I'm not saying that people don't pay attention, but now my other thing is my other thing is they don't pay attention, but they also don't make it easy for the consumer to pay attention and get invested in the story with how bullshit it is. That's my other thing. Why would someone want to pay attention? I think you have to make your audience care. And in order for you to make them care, you can have the best concept in the world, but if it's written and delivered poorly and has too much bullshit, no one will care and no one will listen to it. You know?
And all this stuff that went on about in Penacony
that's why I think is a problem.
Fucking sense. For a new player, that is. Here's the thing. A lot of the stuff being talked about in Penacony, you have to play through the simulated universe several dozen times. You have to have gone through all the different encounters and read through all the dialogue trees there are to understand what was going on. Can I get some peace and quiet today? Holy shit. All this stuff about the hunt this, harmony that, nihility, emanators, jippe, etc., etc. All of that was hardly even mentioned, let alone explained in the main story. Like, at all. And maybe I'm a little bit naive for thinking this, but I think if something is going to be talked about in the story, it should be properly introduced and explained in the story.
A lot of video games don't do that. It's unfortunate.
Also, another hot take
they just don't.
I thought the main story quest was supposed to, you know, follow the main character. The majority of 2.1 was from the perspective of someone that I could literally not give two flying fucks about. Aventurine.
This is where I didn't agree with him on.
He was on stream for a total of
we were on the podcast again. Shout out to Ryuujyu because Ryuujyu is a fucking amazing content creator and actually just a fucking good human being. I encourage everyone to please go follow Ryuujyu on YouTube and Twitch. This part I did not agree with. I think maybe you could say the quest lasted too long with Aventurine in 2.1, but I think it was still possibly the best quest in Star Rail, or maybe like the second best. Like it is good. I think they did a very good job with getting Aventurine. Now, it shouldn't have taken them an ungodly amount of time to get you invested into a character. That is bad writing and bad delivery on their end. But I think they did a very good job with Aventurine. I will say. Genuinely, I have to stick up for them on that.
Minutes. Most of the time he was being a dick. And in 2.1 you're supposed to spend most of the time in his point of view, following his story, talking about things that we don't know, doing things we don't care about, talking to NPCs we're going to forget about. Why was this in the main story quest? I literally could not have cared less about
this I don't agree with.
And I was slowly hating him more and more the longer I was forced to play as this golden-haired fuckboy with freshly shaved testicles on his chest. Well, it's supposed to serve his motivations for the final battle.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Character story quests exist exactly for this reason. What they should have done is saved all of that for a quest that we have to do after we, Trailblazer, go through our own story. Go through that, make Aventurine seem like the villain, have the big fight with Aventurine, yada yada yada. Then we have a character story quest unlocked where we flash back to go through all of Aventurine's stuff. That would recontextualize how we see him as a character and put everything in a new light. If you're familiar with Harry Potter, you'll understand what I mean. We go through that story thinking Snape is a bad guy out to get Harry. It's not until far into the later books that we get his backstory, and it completely changes how we see him as a character and his...
I don't know if I agree with that. I think like a lot of people that hype around the Hoyo stories is not driven by the main story. Most of it is driven by the hype that the fans don't have potentially of a character. Personally, I think that's where the main hype for certain character stories come from, not being a story. But they have to work on the main base story, because without the main base story, what the fuck do you have? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's good, Vu? How you feeling, brother? Welcome in. Also, what's up, Jay? How are you? Dap me up. I know the story is supposed to be played at all at once because of the patch-by-patch release, but I played the entire Penacony story at once, and the dialogue bloat felt mind-numbing at certain points. As much as I wanted to pay attention, I couldn't relate to my friends calling it peak when the way it was delivered at stale points. I agree 100%, Jay. Vu, I'm in the middle of recording something, so I got you after. But welcome in, bruv. I agree. I think, could they have restructured this to make it seem like that 100%? And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I actually was very interested in Aventurine. And the reason why I was so interested in Aventurine is because at the beginning, he did come off as this bad piece of shit who you want to fucking hate. And then they turned him into a character you loved. And then when you had to fight him, you felt like a little bit of heartbreak. At least that was their intention. And it hit home for me. I think that was... I think they did a very good job there. I was very invested into Aventurine's story. So I actually don't 100% agree with this take. I get it. I understand it. But I think Aventurine's writing worked for me personally. Could they have gone the other route? Yes, but I think they wanted Aventurine to feel important. And so realistically, if they were to throw that in a side quest, it wouldn't feel as important because most people would skip it. So I don't know. I think... I get it, but I don't agree here. Also, it was a good sketch. How you feeling, brother? It was important for the whole story because it's presenting the world and IPC as an organization. Every single person who skips it was meant to... Exactly, Sass. I agree. They're organized writing about how they're big setups for plot twists and don't organize fixing. Yeah, exactly. Hoyo writing feels like fanfic. That too. So,
actions in the story so far. If we had known that backstory before all of this, it would have ruined
I'm doing good. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're vibing, bro. I'm happy you're doing good, dog. Thank you.
We spent about 2.5 hours as Trailblazer, and what we were doing? Going from one location to another to stand around talking. Most of the dialogue is basically recapping what we just went through in 2.0. That is until the bar sequence. Quick question. What was the fucking point of that bar sequence? Did I miss something? Like, Shaban is hot and all, don't get me wrong.
But on the whole, the
entire thing had nothing to do with the story at large, right? Seriously, what was the point?
This is what I say. This is what I said. And then she becomes important 13 hours later. 13 fucking hours, so you fucking feel like you're wasting your time. It's fucking mind-numbing. Shabani is fucking useless, whatever the fuck their name is. And then 10 hours later, 9 hours later, they have an important part for 20 minutes. And then they're fucking gone. It sucks. This way of telling a story is fucking dog shit. Fucking ass.
Just to set up
it's
that
dog
mixing
shit.
Minigame? Okay. Why is it in the main story quest though? It makes
dog
no
shit.
sense at all. Hoyoverse, listen. I get that you want to make this game a more cinematic experience. Cool. I like movies. But to do that, you gotta learn a thing or two about, cinema. Having people stand around talking for several minutes at a time with no changes in angle, character focus, zero character movement, or anything
this is
like
bad.
That is just not interesting.
That's a Hoyo problem.
And that's when they're trying. Like I mentioned before, there were way too many static shots or just straight up black screens in this patch. And here's the golden rule for cinematic storytelling, Hoyoverse. Show, don't tell. In fact, there were a total of...
I didn't mind the still as much because the alternative to the still would have just been these two standing there in a room. And I think they tried to incorporate something different and it failed. But I didn't mind this as much. It's still not good. It is still objectively not good. But I don't think this is the worst thing in the world. Again, ZZZ, the way ZZZ tells their story is how all Hoyoverse games should genuinely show and tell their stories. Again, Wuwa also does this better. Wuwa switches camera angles. There's more interactive things. Like, it's just overall better. But I think this is just a Hoyoverse problem. Yo, what's going on, Medium? I appreciate you, brother. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. How you doing, bro? Dap me up, an actual fucking legend. How you feeling, bro? Thank you. I appreciate the follow. Yeah, so I don't think this is like the worst thing in the world. I don't think this is the worst thing ever. But I understand it. I skipped that entire convo. It was a good convo. It was valid. Their interactions is what really sold me on Aventurine. Like, Genuinely, I don't think Aventurine's story is bad. I think it's just too much bloat. I think that's exactly what it is. Again, I was under the impression, at least again how I interpreted it, was they wanted you to hate it, right? Yo, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling, Phillians? Welcome in, brother. I appreciate the follow. Damn it, my guy. Thank you. How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you for being here. I interpreted Aventurine's story as they want you to hate this person. You swap back to him. You understand and learn his backstory. You then feel for him, and then you realize that he's doing this ultimate sacrifice, and he has to do this heartbreaking, heart-wrenching thing, and now you have to fight him, and you feel some type of way due to the fact that you have to go against him. I think that was 100% their intentions, so that's why I think they structured it that way. Come with the bar, yeah. Call from my opinion. The game is not classified as a novel. It should be 13-hour section of the story. I agree. But yeah, I appreciate you. Hoyo catering to gamers, but also Hoyo expecting us to read dialogue. I mean, it's fucking voiced. It's voiced. You know what I'm saying? It's voiced or whatever. Yeah, again, I appreciate you both.
Static shots or just straight up black screens in this patch. And here's the golden rule for cinematic storytelling, Hoyoverse. Show. Don't
They should definitely
tell.
show and not
in
tell,
fact,
though.
There were a total of 35 minutes and 54 seconds of scenes with static images, whereas a grand total of 24 minutes, 7 seconds actually in battle. At this point, Honkai Star Rail is the equivalent of Love and Deep Space.
Yes, lads.
Minor gameplay
lads.
aspects, which is fine for lads because that's what they marketed themselves as. Can't say the same with Honkai Star Rail, though. And this tell, don't show style.
Does Honkai Star Rail market itself as a combat game oriented first? I mean, like, I get what he's saying. Again, I don't disagree. But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like Genshin and HSR has been, like, this isn't something new. You know? Show, don't tell is such a basic writing technique. And yet, yeah, they counterpoint FF7 OG had a lot of black screen. I don't think anyone would say it was shit as storytelling. Yeah, I don't think the black screen or still screens is the problem. I think that honestly, Mike's a waifu collector. Yeah, no, I think so too. Waifu collector and just a casual game. I don't know if I understand the point, and I think it's correct, but also this is not just a Penacony problem. So while it adds to the problems in Penacony, I think Penacony's problem was the contents of Penacony itself. You know what I'm saying? The story's just too fluff and drawn out. Yeah. But like you said, Final Fantasy VII OG had a lot of that shit as well, and like the storytelling was good. Like, there's a way to do it. They just don't do it, you know?
Style storytelling, using that word very loosely, continued into 2.2 as well. I think you can tell
as a Honkai Star Rail, no, they don't. Yeah.
Too much yap, not enough gameplay at all. Not a single battle for 3 whole hours.
But it was also
and that
wasted.
One only lasted a couple of minutes too. In fact, there was one whole 15-minute section of nothing but black screens and 2 static images. 15 fucking minutes. Jesus.
Those scenes were actually good though. I think those scenes were really good in terms of the information and the lore you got. So while I understand those sections, I didn't necessarily mind that much, just because I thought you got really good information from them. You know, like you definitely got good information about the Sunday stuff and and their Raiden, right? So I get it. At least Bootle got better in Banana Quest. Bootle's still dog shit. It's unfortunate. Bootle's trash.
Jesus Christ. Imagine watching an episode of your favorite anime and it was just literally 1 or 2 pictures for the entire runtime. But at this point, I knew what I was kind of getting myself into, so let's just take it for what it is. Maybe I'll enjoy it more that way. Nope. But it's not as bad as Genshin. At least you don't have to listen to Paimon.
No, they
Who
both
needs
suck.
Paimon?
They
They do
both
the
suck.
exact same thing in Honkai Star Rail 2. Repetitious, redundant dialogue talking about things we just did or things we
Damn,
don't care
Bowie.
about.
Boba.
Sure, it may be not as annoying as Paimon's high-pitched screeching. But why is Sunday telling us about how Robin got shot in the neck? Again, too much tell, not enough show. Why aren't we seeing it? Now, I don't mean to go the full PG-13 route or anything like that. I mean, think of the children. But they could have done it in a way where we take control of Robin for a short period of time, where we see her helping the
I think they did
siblings.
a very
We
bad
see
job
the
with Boot
war-torn
Hill.
location,
Really bad.
the desolation, the despair, the tragedy, and Robin trying to be the shining ray of light, the song of hope for the people. We see her going around helping people and see hope return to their faces because of her. And at the end, we can get a scene in the evening. The sun is setting, Robin's in the distance, backlit beautifully, leaving only a black silhouette. Then we hear a gunshot, and we see her fall to the ground.
Boom!
Fade to black.
Boom!
Cinema. Pure fucking cinema. We could have done all of that in about a 20 or 30-minute sequence. Reuse assets from Billabong or something. It's not that hard. But no, we get Sunday yapping about it for several minutes, speaking in such a monotone drawl that it almost fell asleep.
Now you understand why she always wears such elaborate neck
ornaments. New cinema.
This was supposed to be his biggest...
To be fair, I would be totally satisfied watching it as a story with zero interaction on my behalf. I think I have to click dialogues to run. Yeah, so, okay. Lack of battles, to me, in a story does not make it bad if the story is good. Fontaine, I think, is a perfect example of this. Fontaine, if Ryuujyu did the same exact thing for Fontaine, it would be very similar. Not as much bloat as Star Rail, but there's not a lot of battles. There's really, like, fucking 3 battles in Fontaine's story in total. I think there was one of the quests where there was legitimately no battles. I could be mistaken, but Fontaine was so interesting. And these games, Hoyo in particular, could they be throwing more battles or more interactive things the way Wuwa does? For sure. Look at the Black Shores. You had to go up those red stairs, right? And that was a whole process, and that was sick. You had to use the teleporters. You were running on a train. I think adding those things are a net positive. But I do not mind if there's not a lot of that stuff, because I could just fucking play the game once I'm out of the story. Like, you know, I have the Spiral Abyss. HSR has fucking 5 different endgame modes, some bullshit like that. You know, there are things to do outside of this. If the story was up to snuff, I would say, okay, that's not a problem. But since the story was bad and they did not deliver on 95% of the points, I think it just amplifies the problem even more. So it is a problem, but the problem could be overlooked if the story was good, you know? What are my thoughts on Sumerak Act 2? Fucking ass. The trick is to find the right amount of exposition while keeping the story moving and engaging. Exactly, Carissa. It's the optimal lore. Needs to be regulated. Exactly. I think Wuwa does a perfect job of that, especially in 1.3. I also prefer to watch some of the stuff just by itself. Yeah. Exactly. I agree with you and Sass. And I think, again, if the story was good enough to the point where it felt like watching a movie, even if it's a long movie, it wouldn't be a big deal. But since it's not, it does make it worse. Like, for sure, genuinely, it really does.
Factor. This is why he was drawn to Order, and he talks with such apathy about the whole entire thing. His entire story is about him wanting to protect his sister, to keep her in a cage for her own protection, and she wants to be free despite the danger that might come to her. I'll give this to 2.2 though. It did start to explore philosophical concepts with this plotline. They kept bringing up the question of is it better to be in a cage completely from harm, or is it better to be free even though you may get hurt? The whole thing between Robin and Sunday is that their relationship is much like the bird in the cage flashback that was just brought up, and it was genuinely interesting.
What the fuck is that, Cruiser?
It was the first time we heard it, but the amount of times they bring it up and not do anything with that concept until the very end just got annoying. I wasn't the only one that noticed this either. Even now there are people making Chamini Dove memes. I could go on about all the other things, like how nobody seems to speak like a regular human being.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
Yeah, the speed in which they talk is not it, brother.
It's not that I don't want to.
No, it's not that I don't want to. I just can't. I can't do it.
And I can't sum up all of that in just a few words.
Not to mention that a lot of the dialogue sounds like it's written by an edgy 13-year-old trying to be deep. Why does life slumber? You're fucking kidding me with that line. Are you... What the fuck does that even mean? People think that's deep. Yeah, okay, whatever. And other issues that aren't really Honkai Star Rail specific, like the single choice dialogue options or the illusion of choice, where you have
playing in VN is bad.
They all say practically the same thing and leads to no changes at all in the dialogue tree. Like, what is the point? But
I think that's a gotcha thing.
A dead horse.
Yeah, I think that's just a gotcha thing.
The story in Honkai Star Rail is good. What do you mean it's good? You've just been ranting about it this whole time. Now, listen to what I'm saying. The gameplay is good. The story is good. The storytelling is absolute horseshit. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you think Honkai Star Rail's gameplay is the best that gacha games can be. It doesn't matter if the story is the best thing out there either. Now, hear me out.
I literally just said that 10 minutes ago. I literally just said this. I literally just said he's fucking cooking. I just said this.
Anything better than it in the entire world for the rest of your life. But if that kernel of corn is encased in a giant dog turd, I don't care how good it tastes. I'm not fucking eating that shit. Sure, the corn might be good, but getting there was an absolute nightmare.
The story's great, just told badly. Yeah,
exactly. No thanks. I'm good. I've been meaning to play through 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, and 2.6, but I just physically cannot get myself in.
Ryuujyu, please, for the fuck God, don't do it, brother. Don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it, bro. You're gonna be even more pissed. You're even more pissed. Clarissa now, our government's having a meeting. 5 point West. You think so, Clarissa? Shut up, Sarah.
This is gonna be painful.
Shut up, stupid.
I am going to.
Like your choices mattered. Okay, see that I didn't know. That I didn't know. That's good. That's good.
And the rest of the
community
still raves about how good Honkai Star Rail is. Best storytelling? Are you fucking kidding me? This is what I think it is. The people who think Honkai Star Rail is good are those
don't play
who
video
jumped
games
on Honkai Star Rail from day one. They've been playing it every day, piecemeal, and they haven't noticed the gradual decrease in quality, like a frog in boiling water. If a frog is put in boiling water, it will immediately jump out. But if the frog is in cold water and you slowly increase the temperature, it won't notice the danger and it will be cooked to death. You're cooked. You are quite literally cooked right now. Well, actually, modern scientists say that due to the similar regulation, frogs will still jump out, so you're actually wrong.
Oh,
George,
shit!
Shut the fuck up!
Yo!
Thank you, George.
No, I love
Even though
that.
I enjoy story-focused, turn-based action RPGs, and I do, my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VIII, followed closely by Final Fantasy X. I just can't bring myself to drudge through dogshit storytelling like in Honkai Star Rail anymore. Even if I like the gameplay, as basic as it is, it's not worth it if it's only 5% of the game as a whole. No, wait, sorry, 3%. Almost gave it too much credit there.
See, I don't know if I agree with that though. I think the game. I don't think I get what he's saying in terms of story mode. Story mode is 3% game, but you only get a certain amount of story because after, depending on how you play the gacha game, right? A gacha game is played differently by every person. Everybody plays their gacha games differently. If you're only playing the game for the story, you're probably only playing for 2 or 3 patches, and you're dipping. You're out. You're fucking out, right? It is what it is. Yo, Captain Cabinets with the fucking raid, bro. You could have just asked me to twerk. I would have twerked. Yo, what's going on, dog? How you feeling? Raid Shadow. Ever go follow Captain Cabinets? Go follow Captain Cabinets. Get the fucking shit out of you. Hello. Yo, what's going on? Yo, I appreciate the follow, Maru. Damien, welcome in. How are you? We're watching Ryuujyu right now. Yo, welcome in, Wisdom. How are you, Robbie? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. How was stream? I saw you were playing PGR. I actually used you. We went to your channel, and then we went to PGR. We saw there was 2 people playing PGR. I think I had 150 viewers. You had 140? And someone else had like 5 or some bullshit. Because we were using it as a list. But how are you? I hope you had a great fucking stream. Yo, thank you, Robbie. I appreciate you. Rua, welcome in. How we doing? Oh, I got to VIP you. Hold on. Let me VIP you real quick. Yo, imagine if I ban your ass instead. Wait, do you still need help on your TOA? Are you still having a skill issue, dog? Like, what's going on? But yo, what's good? Hard, how you feeling, bro? Have a great day today. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for the raid. If you got to dip and run, I know what you're saying. Maybe. Okay. Give me like, yo, Lilith, I appreciate the follow, bro. Dab me up, welcome in. How are you? Have a fucking great day. Say thank you. If she plays a controller, oh, you're cooked. Oh, you're fucking cooked. Just like Penacony, you're cooked. If you're still awake, I don't know. I only got like 5 minutes left, but my app is gonna take like an hour. Controller superior, okay, all right. Mods, we're gonna just fucking ban Cap instead. Man, anti-Jinsey, yeah, nah, it's not that bad. If you want, I can literally do your TOA right after I finish this video. I'm down to do it and then fucking knock it out for you. But again, I appreciate the raid, and then thank you for the follows. Welcome in, Stinkies. Whatever you prefer. If not, it's whatever. Ban Cap the Cabinets. You're done. You're done. I got to dip at another time. No worries, bro. Dap me the fuck up. Dap me up. Chat, go follow Cabinets. We had a dope podcast. Everyone except Athoma was great to have. But yo, I appreciate the raid. Thank you, dog. Appreciate you. Anytime. What the fuck was I saying for you raiding me, though? Have a fun reacting. Thank you. You fucked up my flow. It was in my Zen state. Chat, what the fuck was I saying? What was I saying? What were we talking about? What were we talking about? We were saying something. Not gonna lie, I forgot. Great job of listening. What the fuck? Oh, I know exactly what I was saying. People play gacha games differently, right? So, if you play a gacha game just for story, then yes. Honkai Star Rail only had 3% combat. We have to look at the bigger picture here, though. Honkai Star Rail legitimately has the most endgame in the game, right? And it's supposed to be a waifu collector where you build up your characters and then you max them out. So I understand what he's saying. Maybe I'm nitpicking a little too much. Maybe he's talking about storytelling, and maybe I'm just going too in depth. I agree. I think so. 3% is too much. I think story mode combat's pretty shit as well, other than that Aventurine fight and the final boss. But like, what did he say here? Like, I'm probably just nitpicking. But other than that, like, you know, I get it. I don't like. There's really been nothing in here I disagree with, other than the Aventurine quest. So the Aventurine quest was fun.
Shit storytelling like in Honkai Star Rail anymore. Even if I like the gameplay, as basic as it is, it's not worth it if it's only 5% of the game as a whole. No, wait, sorry, 3%. Yeah, almost gave it too much credit there. Fun, but
I'm probably just nitpicking. I assume he meant for the story. I don't think they meant for the whole video game. But I could be wrong. So yeah, if they're just for the story, for sure. But I'm talking about as a game as a whole, then no, I don't think so. You saw Marcus Banner's better than Genshin. I agree. Short mode content is bullshit, and this is why gacha game readers don't read shit. They have attention spans of Twitter longer. I will, yeah, pretty
gameplay,
much.
Interesting core story.
We have a tweet to react to like that.
Seriously, does anybody talk like a regular human? Just one. I just need one person, please. Atrocious exposition, repetition, jargon, and a lot left unexplained.
I agree, Sarah. I agree.
Unsatisfied.
And again, but I think I'm probably just nitpicking a little bit. I think they probably meant as a whole, not as a whole. I think they just meant for the story. That's my assumption. I mean, I'll ask Ryuko. I'll be like, yo, what did you mean by this?
This is what 90% of Honkai Star Rail is right now. And even if the rest of the 10% is all good, all great even, 90% is still the vast majority. And that's why I say, as a whole, Honkai Star Rail fucking sucks ass.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear that again in full.
Core story ruined by terrible writing. Seriously, does anybody talk like a regular human? Just one. I just need one person, please. Atrocious exposition, repetition, jargon, and a lot left unexplained, leaving players feeling unsatisfied. This is what 90% of Honkai Star Rail is right now. And even if the rest of the 10% is all good, all great even, 90% is still the vast majority. And that's why I say, as a whole, Honkai Star Rail fucking sucks ass. Hey.
How do you feel? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know that. I don't think 90% of the game is the story. I mean, again, I think it depends on how you play the video game, and if you're just there for the story, then yes. If for him it is, and I think that's what it is. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think for him it's probably just story, so that's why he's saying like 90% of it sucks. I got you, Brad. But I get it. I understand the point. If you are a story person, then yes. If you're playing the game as a whole to build your characters, to do TOA, to complete MOC, to complete all those other things, and like strategize and learn the game and whatnot, and like this is your main game, then no. But if it's not, and I know Ryuko plays like fucking 7 gachas right now, then yeah, for him particularly, then yes, it's 90% of the game. No one talks like a regular ass person, like especially kids. Well, the tone of their voice. I'm not saying for them to sound like me or Mr. Pokey and talk super fast, but for fuck's sake, speed it up a little bit. Not sure I agree with that final take. I spend the majority of my time doing things like SU and its variants. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. He probably just being salty because the story was enjoyable. He got confused. I don't think it's a story. I mean, I don't think it's him being salty or anything, or I don't even think it's an exaggeration. I think he's just talking from his perspective. So for his perspective, maybe that is what he meant. But as a whole, again, there's no way I could sit here and say he is either wrong or right, because everyone plays these games differently. So, you know, if this is just a story game for him, then 100%, 90% of it's fucking ass. But if you're playing the whole thing, then no, the story's not 90% of it, because there's only fucking story for like 3 patches, maybe 4 out of 8, you know? It's exaggeration based on the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. Basically, with Natlan Archon Quest, you put the Spider-Man dilemma. Do you save the train in Marvel Store? Got you, Clarissa. Okay. I still have to do that in Natlan Quest. I'm going to do it eventually. I think ZZ has normal person type dialogue. ZZ does, yeah. Seems like a lot of us agree his final take is a bit too far, but the rest of the argument's point. I think the rest of the argument's 100% on point. I really do. I agree with his take. That's why I spacebar through the filler. Yeah. Yeah, well, you love the fucking monkey quest. That's why I look 360. Yeah, exactly.
To everyone out there, if you like Honkai Star Rail, just keep in mind that this is not a personal attack on you for liking.
Yes, it is. I'm fucking going. Oh, you motherfucker.
Game. I'm not going to say like anything like you're stupid for liking it. If you do like it, then I'm genuinely happy for you. But these are the reasons why, personally, I don't like this game, and I just needed to get them off my chest for everyone to hear, because very often I hear people say that they like Honkai Star Rail, and I say I don't, and they say why. And
yo, shut up, Highside. Shut up, bro. I want to watch Sensei play 1.2 Low-key. He would mauled. He would mauled.
The game design, the character design, the music is amazing. Some of the Fnatic cutscenes and all that. I really enjoy all.
The crazy part is a lot of the people are not going to get to the point when he's talking about how this is not a personal attack. And I think the just all of these communities are so parasocial that they are going to interpret Ryuujyu as attacking them personally, when in reality, he's just stating his opinion about the game. And although it's a strong opinion, it is a correct opinion. It really is. It's a strong opinion. He's being loud about it, quote unquote loud, but he's just really speaking with confidence. They're going to take this the wrong way and internalize it as hate and send him a fucking bunch of hate, which is so cringe. He's doing a lot of telling, but what is he going to show? He's doing a lot of talking. What is he going to show us that there's a lot of... Why is this not a 17-hour video with showing the gameplay? Showing the story being 17 hours. That's what I want to see. The fact that he even state that is actually insane to me. Well, he has to state it. I mean, he doesn't have to, right? But this is why I like Ryuujyu, because Ryuujyu understands that you can talk strongly about a video game and understand as an adult, as the yap is longer than Penacony. Yeah, dude fell off. Bro's fucking complaining about the yapping longer than the thing. As an adult, right? And if you have a normal functioning brain and you're a normal human being, you could understand that there could be different opinions about the game. And although you don't like a certain factor of it, you could still like the other facets of it, but still not want to play it, right? So the fact of the matter is that a lot of people have to do shit like this because they're going to get fucking crazy responses, you know? How many bits for leg reveal? 5,000. Any opinion is hate to the internet? Yeah, exactly.
Those,
pretty much.
When it comes to actual core gameplay itself, in comparison to how much of it we actually get,
we're gonna cover the list. Cost of the pantyhose is crazy.
And the further we go along in Honkai Star Rail, the further I feel like Hoyo just doesn't really want us to play this game like at all. Like with the whole auto battling system, it's very useful. It's very convenient as well. So don't get me wrong on that. But like with the amount of, or should I say, the lack of combat,
not as much, Leandro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Itself,
I really don't.
More recent characters such as Akron using her skill to instantly get rid of the other
I agree, RD.
It
was perfect timing.
It just feels like more and more they're just giving us more reasons not to do the thing that we came to this game to do in the first place. Does that make sense? And I'm sure I'm going to hear some people say, well, just don't use Akron then. Well, that's, first of all, that's completely missing the point. Second of all, you realize that when you say that, when you're talking like that you
he's
sound
cooking
like
here too.
Defending Genshin that are saying, oh, well, just don't use Hyperbloom then. Like, why would I not use what I have in my arsenal? And it's the same thing I'm hearing quite often. All the things I hear people say that they hate about Genshin.
At least the face review was free. Exactly.
Exactly. I just don't understand why. I don't understand why they give Honkai Star Rail a pass when they absolutely rag on Genshin for it. They're both just as bad in my opinion. I know this video is going to get downloaded.
Thank fucking God someone has said it, bro.
I know that's just what it's going to be. I'll take Ryuujyu Sensi in this case, I guess. Because I bet most of the people won't really watch past the first 30 seconds. They'll just leave a downvote, a negative comment, and just go on with their life. That's a lot of beard. That is a lot of beard. Another thing I know that's going to happen is I'm going to get people in the comments saying, you only dislike it because you're I'm
sure his response video is probably funny too.
That's just not the case.
Not yet. I didn't watch the new season yet. No, soon I will. Soon I will.
Way back in...
I want to watch it with my girl, so I'm waiting a little bit.
Way before Wuthering Waves came out. And I've always had these opinions about Honkai Star Rail. So it really isn't a case of me wanting to shield.
Because Ryuukyu's not a fucking idiot. Ryuujyu actually is explaining their argument in such a way that, like, obviously you could disagree with it and you could say you don't like it, but he's explaining it in a way that makes sense and clearly stating what they dislike and offering solutions. So, yeah, I mean, he's cooking. Dude's cooking. Dude is cooking. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm waiting to binge the whole season. Is actually peak viewing experience. Yeah, I want to watch it with her, so we're waiting. Now he's 100% right from his perspective. I agree.
For any particular
I think his perspective is correct.
Company over another
Other than that one thing, I think it's great.
And in fact, I actually have another video in the works right now, kind of being really quite critical about Wuthering Waves. Maybe not as hard as this video here, but still quite critical. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. But to all you out there that actually watch this video and just know that I greatly appreciate you, even if you disagree with me on Honkai
Gathering Wives.
It's just different things for different people, you know? And while I'm recording this, the latest live stream hasn't been announced yet, so I have no idea what the new stuff is going to be like. But honestly, I don't really think it matters to me at all. I'm going to say it again. If you liked Penacony, if you like Honkai Star Rail, all the best to you. I honestly don't really care. It's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to say you're stupid.
Imagine having a different opinion.
Everyone likes different things, and these are just the reasons why it doesn't suit my particular taste. It's nothing to do with me not liking story. I do. It's not me not liking turn-based action RPGs. I do. It's just I don't feel like this game respects my time as a player. If they cut out all of the fat and all the redundancy and all this just absolute yap and bloat, I think I'd really enjoy it, but it doesn't. Well, not yet anyway. I haven't even done like a 2.6 and I'm already hearing like all the banana memes, so whatever. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. And by the time I edit this video, I think it's actually going to come out after that live stream as well. So I'm going to be dealing with all that. So everyone's going to be coming off that high for the latest live stream, and they're going to see this video and just absolutely rip into it. And that's fine. it is what it is. As for me, I'm just gonna log
I know
in,
Arcane
do
is
my dailies,
great.
get my
Arcane is
days,
genuinely
pull
amazing.
Fugue because she's literally the only character.
It made me want to play League even more low key. It works for me. It works for me.
Piece the fuck out. I play 7 gacha games every day. One of those games I play 2 different counts on, and there are many other games coming out in the future, such as say like
that's insane though, playing that many gacha games.
Project Mugen,
I wouldn't be able to do it.
All these other games, Arknights Enfield as well is another one.
Yeah.
All these games coming out, and I just will
Enfield's
not
gonna be trash,
have the
sadly.
time nor energy to go through all those, and so I'm gonna have to like get rid of or like stop playing some of the games I'm currently playing. And
I think this is like a good outro.
At the top of
Oh, we
list,
got a few seconds left. I'll watch
for
it.
the reasons I stated in this video. Anyway, yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or dislike. Leave a hate thread and unsubscribe if you want to. Again, no hard feelings.
As long as I'm
I'll see you in the next one if you ever want to come back to this channel. But for those of you that do want to stick around,
Ryuujyu Sensi. Everyone go watch this video. Go follow him. Go sub to him. Good dude. I fucks with him.